Buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Dhammaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi, Saṅghaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi. Sabbe sankhara anicca yada paññāya passati atta nibbindati dukkhe esamagga visuddhya. All conditioned things are impermanent. When one sees this with wisdom, one turns away from suffering. This is the way to purity, purification of the mind. Friends, I am glad to see you all after several weeks. Today, we resume our program. We want to practice more and more. The purpose of our practice is the purification of mind. When we purify our mind, we can be happy, peaceful, live happily, peacefully, and one day we can realize real peace, real happiness of Nibbana. So today, for this Dhamma talk, our topic is the purification of the mind. Purification of the mind. According to the history, so far all Buddhas have attained the supreme bliss, the enlightenment, by purifying their mind. The same thing will happen in the future too. Not only Buddhas, but also the Arahants, the non-returners, once-returners, stream winners, and even all those who have gained a state of peacefulness of mind, they all came to that mental, that peacefulness with the purification of mind. That is why we all need to purify our minds. Mind can be purified. There's a system, there's a way. That is what the Buddhas teach us, the way for the purification of mind. According to the history of Buddhism, as a fact, first of all Buddhas understood that the mind can be purified. Then they all did so, and they all became supreme Buddhas. You know, unlike animal beings and any other beings, human's mind is a developed mind which can be further developed to the human perfection. The aspirant Buddha, Siddhartha Gautama, Bodhisattva, understood this truth as an unenlightened Bodhisattva, Siddhartha. As such, he developed his mind and became the supreme Buddha of our era. By the same token, as a fact, he understood that the mind is defiled with adventitious defilement. Adventitious defilement, uninvited defilement, such as cruelty, ill will, jealousy, hatred, arrogant, deceitful, obstinacy, and wrong views. It is because of this stuff our mind is defiled. Mind becomes impure. That is why once the Buddha said, Pabassaramidam bhikkhave chittang tanchako agantukehi upakkilesehi upakkilittam, means, monks, this mind is luminous, though it is defiled with adventitious defilement. On another occasion, the Buddha said, Chitta sankilesa bhikkhave satta sankilissanti. Chitta vodana satta visujjanti. Satta means beings. Satta means being. Sattha means teacher, the Buddha. In this case, Satta. Chitta sankilesa bhikkhave satta sankilisanti. These beings are defiled when the mind is defiled. When the mind is defiled, beings are defiled. When the mind is purified, bodhana, purified. When the mind is purified, beings are purified. That is the principle. That is the nature. That means when the mind is defiled, beings are defiled. When the mind is purified, beings are purified. That is the nature of this mind. So that is the way this mind is defiled. This mind is defiled easily with such defilement. That is why we have to be mindful. If we are mindful, we can understand this uninvited, this adventitious defilements when they come to our mind through the six senses. They come to our mind through the six senses. Then we can understand as we are mindful. If we are not mindful, we cannot understand this. Simply they come and sit. They come and accumulate in our mind, and then after all, it becomes a heap of garbage. Our mind is filled with garbage. That is why we have to cleanse this mind, decarbonize. We have to cleanse this mind. From time to time, we have to cleanse this mind. The way to cleanse this mind, purify this mind, is meditation. No other way. There's no other way to cleanse this mind but meditation. Both serenity and insight, samatha and vipassana. As you all know well, insight, vipassana is possible here only in the Buddha's dispensation, Buddha Sasana. Nowhere else you can find vipassana. The Buddhas are the first ones who purify these minds, and then they teach us the way. They teach us the way to purify this mind. Our Supreme Buddha, Gautama, Shakyamuni Gautama, introduced and inculcated us the way. They followed the way. What is the way? The middle way. For this purpose, the Buddha Shakyamuni Gautama articulated this clearly with the 3 types of training. This middle way. 3 trainings, Sikha. There are 3 things to be done. First, Sila, morality, precepts. In order to purify this mind, precepts are very important. The people today, they don't care the precepts. They kill beings ruthlessly, cruelly. They kill beings, or they ask others to kill. They order others to kill, or they approve killing by participating in it. All these 3 are wrong. You can kill a being, you can ask somebody else to kill for you, or you can participate in it. You can appreciate it, approve it by participating in it. All the 3 ways you break the precept. Then your Sila is impure. Sila is cracked, broken precept. First precept. The second precept is the same. You can still steal yourself. You can ask somebody else to steal for you, or you can approve, you can appreciate stealing. Sexual misconduct, the same. You can engage in it. Sexual misconduct. You can ask somebody else to do it. You encourage others to do. Or you can appreciate, approve it by supporting. All the 3 ways wrong. You are breaking the precept. Then telling lies, false speech. You can do it yourself. You tell lies. Or you can encourage others to tell lies for you. Or you can appreciate it, support it, encourage it. All the 3 ways you are breaking that precept too. And taking intoxicant, the same. You can take intoxicant. You can give others. Or you can appreciate it. all the three ways. You are supporting, you are breaking your precept. Your Sila is impure. Impure Sila. Sila is not purified. Sila is very important. Without Sila, we cannot meditate. Sila is the foundation. The Buddha said, Sile patittaya naro sapanyo. The wise person, having established on Sila, practice chittang bhave, panyam bhave. Chittam bhave, he develops his chitta, mind, purify his mind. Then he develops, cultivate his wisdom, panya. So in order to practice, in order to purify our mind, Sila is very much significant. Without Sila, it is impossible. Some people, they just sit and meditate. They have no dana, no Sila, but meditation. How come? It is impossible. Meditation is not successful. That is why we have to practice accordingly. There's a proper way, proper system. You have to start with dana, Sila, then bhavana. Dana means generosity, practice generosity. It does not mean that you simply give your material stuff. The purpose is giving up, abandoning your bad thoughts. Abandoning is important. Not only the material stuff. We have to abandon our unnecessary, harmful thoughts. And we have to abandon our craving, give up our craving. The purpose of dana, purpose of generosity is reducing your craving, thirst, urge, tanha, trishna. Reduce it. Then you can develop your Sila. You can purify your Sila. And that leads to samadhi. And finally, it develops your wisdom, panya. So these three are important. That is why the Buddha gave this. Buddha inculcated these three as the three trainings of the path, the Noble Eightfold Path. So friends, for the purification of the mind, all the Buddhas advise us to do three things further. What are the three things? I recited these three things at the end of our meditation today. All Buddhas teach us, avoid all evils, sabba papassa karanam. Then do what is good, kusalasa upasampada. Purify your mind, sachitta pariyodapanam. Those are the three. Purify your mind. They not only tell us to do this, but they show us the path to purity. That path is the Noble Eightfold Path. Nothing but the Noble Eightfold Path. That is the path for all of us to follow. As Buddhists, as cultured people, not only Buddhists, cultured people, civilized people follow this path. This path, the path of the Noble Eightfold Path. The cultured people, civilized people wise people can understand this middle way, rather going to the extremes. Buddha pointed out there are extremes. Whenever you go to extremes, you are in the extremes, you are an extremist. Then you cannot see the other end. That is why we have to come to the middle. When you are in the middle, you can see both sides. You can see both sides clearly and understand clearly and proceed on the middle way. So first we have to understand this mind. In order to purify the mind, we have to understand this mind, which is the most difficult task in the world. It is not easy. Understanding the mind. The Buddha taught us the nature of this mind. As he said, the peculiar nature of the mind is that it changes quickly changes, rapidly changing. It is changing faster than all other things in the world. That is how it generates energy. That is how it becomes the fastest energy in the world. The mind is the fastest energy in the world. Lahu parivattam, quickly changing. Quickly changing. The Buddha said, Pandanang chapalang chittang. This chitta, this mind, is flickering, fickle mind. That is how the Buddha said. Pandanang chapalang chittang. Flickering, fickle mind. Durakkang, difficult to protect, difficult to guard. Durakkang. Dunnivarayang, it is difficult to cover, control. But ujung karoti medhavi, only the wise strengthens this mind. Usukarova tejanam, as the fletcher would strengthen the arrow shaft. Wise person do this. Only the wise can do that. Further, the Buddha said in the Dhammapada, Sududdasang, this mind is so subtle and difficult to detect, difficult to check this mind. Sududdasang, Sunipunang, it is extremely keen and sharp. Sunipuna. Yatta kamanipatina, it ever drops, it ever shifts and seizes whatever and wherever it likes, it desires, not what we desire. Chitta sadamato sadhu. The Buddha said, Chitta sadamato sadhu. It is good. Sadhu. It is excellent. Sadhu means excellent. Chitta sadamato sadhu. It is excellent that you tame your mind. Why? Chittang dantang sukavahan. The tamed mind brings happiness. Tamed mind brings happiness, peacefulness. Tamed mind is the purified mind. Durangamang, it is far and far. Durangamang. Ekacharang, it's wandering alone. Ekacharang. Wanders alone. Asarirang, formless, nobody. These are the nature of the mind. Nobody. The mind is alone. Dwells in this cave. Guhasayam. Dwells in this cave of man. It is within us. Within us. Mind. You see, the mind is connected to different places in this body. It is connected to our brain. It is connected to our heart. It is connected to our senses. It is here within. That is why it is said, Asar Guha Sayang. It sleeps, it dwells here within this body, this Padam high body. Those who subdue, those who tame and protect, guard the mind will be liberated from the bonds of Mara. That is what the Buddha said. Friends, this is why we want to understand this mind and tame this mind. When we tame this mind, we can come to the state of liberation. When the mind is liberated, we can understand vimukta. Liberation is vimukta. Vimuktasmin vimuktamiti jnanam hoti. When the mind is liberated, we can understand that it is liberated. What is liberated? Mind is liberated. Not me, not I am, but mind. Mind is liberated. How it is liberated? With the purification of mind. So friends, let's understand this wonderful teachings of the Buddha. Buddhas are born after long time. They teach us the real Dhamma. The Dhamma, the phenomena which are everlasting. Whether the Buddhas are born or not, this real Dhamma, this clear Dhamma, are there in the world. Buddhas, only the Buddhas understand this, realize this, and reveal this wonderful Dhamma. We as humans, as wise people, learned people, intellectual people, we got this chance. We have got this wonderful opportunity to listen to the very words of the Buddha, the wonderful teachings of the Buddha. Let's all listen to the Buddha more and more, and let's read more and more the very words of the Buddha, not the later works. Not the later works. Buddha's very words are available in the early discourses of the Buddha. Let's read all these early discourses and understand the real Dhamma and practice the Dhamma so that we can understand, we can realize this real peace, real happiness of Nibbana here in this very world. May we all realize real peace, real happiness of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu.